Hi, I'm Rebecca, Empathic Crow. I was not going, well, I intended to record a long reading today, but then wasn't sure that I would because the park is starting to get more crowded and the short reads that I was trying to record started getting longer and longer. So I've already recorded a channeled message and then had to rewrite it, or recorded me channeling a message, and then had to rewrite it because I couldn't even read it. So we'll just see what comes out. Okay, so I guess we're starting with the Star Codes Astro deck. That was what I used at the end, I think, of the last short read that I tried to do. What does Spirit want you to know? If we're needing to do a longer reading, so what does Spirit want us to focus on? There's been some themes that have been coming through. We've got 1, Aries, act. All right, so you're being called to take some action. And there's been a huge third eye connection and going within yourself, inner knowing that's been coming through today. And these lightning bolts. The last short read had the Tower card from the Light Seers Tarot and the lightning bolts. So, I mean, we know that right now is a time when we've got kind of this difficult, stubborn energy that can feel like just somebody's rammed into you and knocked everything over. Like, that's what I'm seeing, is like a ram just ramming right into you. And you may feel like you want to act. So I said take action. This is not take action. I feel like you're being called to calm. I feel like you're being called to calm. Let's see. Yeah, even this goat, it has the symbol on the third eye, but look at its face. It's ready if it needs to be, but it's kind of just like, okay, I'm here. So I feel like you're being called to calm. Anything else from the Star Codes Astro deck? Yeah, the energy is shifting and it just feels weird. Like, I don't feel anxious, but I don't feel fully calm. I just feel kind of like in a, I think we need to change decks. I feel like in an in-between state, if that makes sense. It feels like I'm just kind of in between. What's going on here? Crow Tarot, MJ Cullinan. What's going on? The Empress. And I'm seeing, what I saw first was the mountains and the clouds in the background. And also these wands coming in, like the wands almost looking like it's an attack. But the Empress is just flying through. The Empress is also, now I see the apples and stuff. The Empress is also recognizing the, or those may be the pomegranates, that's not apples. But she's noticing that even though this may feel like, oh, you're up in the air and these wands are coming at you and there's clouds and mountains in the background and things like that, that there's still abundance, there's still hope, there's still things to, I'm hearing, share and enjoy. And then we have the water, like you can balance your emotions. The other thing is the stark contrast in the card where you have this very vibrant color and then it shifts to something where this is very defined and colorful, and then this is more barren. So that totally represents what I was feeling of, it's not one or the other. Like, I'm not experiencing an anxiety right now in this reading, but oh, 2 squirrels are chasing each other. But I'm also not experiencing a peace. And so I feel like this is kind of saying, you know, like the Empress, she's not acting either. These wands are coming in and she's still just flying. So I'm still getting that feeling that it's not, I'm hearing don't, what is that phrase? Don't what? There's 2 things coming in at once. Oh my gosh, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. So I feel like that's talking about the abundance, like this cup up here. Like there are things that still you may feel are good. And it feels like, don't feel guilty about the things that you have or that come to you. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Like mouse? I don't know where that came from. But don't I'm seeing, yeah, okay, that's where the mouse came from, because I'm seeing like a little mouse kind of scrambling around, like trying to find the cheese and trying to like navigate through all these traps. And so it's like, yep, that's where the don't take action is coming from. Like, this says act, but I'm hearing like, take it slow. Don't rush in. Don't bulldoze in. And then this is saying, you know, things are coming in, things aren't always what they seem, or it may feel two different ways, but you can still recognize that things could be okay even when they don't feel so good, and that you don't have to like scramble around like a mouse. Oh my gosh, there's a family coming up. That kid is so cute. We're not going to take all those. I think that's just me being called to refocus. Yeah, there's a lot of things coming in right now. There's a lot of cups, emotional cups that you've had in the past, and some things were good, some things weren't. But the big thing I'm seeing in this card is the sunflowers and the sun, and being able to focus on again, like with the Empress, the vibrancy, the things that you do have, not focusing so much on the past, and even the muted colors back here, like the darkness that's been. With the Four of Swords especially, there are people on the outside, and you don't know whether they're watching to see if you're not doing well, or if they're really wanting for you to recover. I haven't necessarily read it fully that way before that I remember. I'm sure I've said something like that, but it's feeling like with this that it's time to just take a rest before you're so stressed out that you have to be, like, that you feel like you can't do anything. So that's where we go back to that first card, like slowing down. You don't have to like run into the situation. You don't have to make the decisions right now. It's being able to trust and to see the things that you have right in front of you, not trying to look all around to see. I keep hearing what you want, not trying to look around and see what you want. So we'll go to the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. Because it feels like Spirit's saying you're unbalanced because you're trying to see what you feel like you want to see or how you want things to be, and it's creating an unbalance in you because then you're not seeing the other things around you. We've got a heart chakra card, Wisdom. And with this wisdom, you have the trees growing and they're stretching their arms up. You've got the sage kind of clearing the space out. There's a dove, and I feel like with that, even though a dove can mean peace, it also can mean grief. It can mean harmony. So it's understanding that those two emotions or states, or any emotional states that even feel opposite, can exist at the same time. And part of the wisdom is being able to recognize the growth that can come from even the difficult things, and then again to refocus on the things that are helpful, the things that whether it's from you and your focus on expansion and growth and your intuition and everything, or whether it's coming from Spirit, whatever that is for you, that you are being able to recognize that, look, she's got this almost like a star in her hand, like that you can focus on yourself, heal yourself. Like her dress is kind of a very earthy orange, so it's like sacral chakra, but in a very grounded way is the way I'm seeing it. So leaning into things that bring you joy and passion, connection, and things like that, but being grounded with it. It doesn't have to be, again, we're getting back to that action. It doesn't have to be a fiery energy. Anything else coming from the chakra? Rebecca, I was going to say, I don't know that that was it, but we'll take them and see. Yeah, completion. So this is that sacral chakra I was just talking about, and letting go of the things from the past, not letting them hold you back. And look, I talked about grief with the mourning dove, even though that wouldn't necessarily even be something that you would see in this card. There's a grief when we release things, people, places, situations, whatever from the past, even if they were not helpful to us, or even if they were things that we love. There's still a loss or a change, and change causes grief too. But notice that there is a sun back here in this card as well, and it's recognizing like both of these spirits are with her. That just because something changes doesn't mean we can't still honor it, or that it's not a part of us. But we have to decide, like even when I say take what resonates, leave what doesn't, what still resonates, what's still helpful, what isn't. And you can still hold, as I said, both truths at the same time. And then this card is soulmate. And then notice there's, again, as I was saying, today's been a very third eye focused card read. So we're looking at that root chakra with the red, grounding. So it's not that you're looking to every person as, are you my friend or foe, is what I'm hearing. Like, do you have to have that guardedness, like where I said, you know, the wands coming in, do you have to have that guardedness? But understanding that you can trust yourself, and that your soul tribe, I feel like the soulmate is more soul tribe, the people who are supportive and helpful and meant to be with you, or the spirit connections and things, that they are coming in for your highest good. So we're going to end the reading, because it is getting a little bit more crowded here, and that's fine, with a inner child oracle. So what is going to help you heal this? And this longer read did actually go a bit quicker than sometimes they do. So 25, this came out in one of the short reads, which breaks down to a 7, and it's my absolute favorite card in the deck, and it's actually the photo on the inside of the box. Listen, your inner child has something to say. So it's healing, slowing down and healing that inner child aspect that makes you feel like if something isn't a certain way, then it's uncomfortable. Because there's duality, paradoxes, and vast differences, the yin and yang aspect, divine masculine, divine feminine, all within us. And so if we just minimize it down to it has to be one way or the other, like look, she's grounded in this field of flowers, but she also has the universe up here. And so it's recognizing that there can be a dualistic aspect. And that was weird. I guess the sun went behind a cloud. Is there anything else? We'll go for the Priestess of Light deck, but that, I don't know. It's weird. The energy is still weird, because it's like Spirit says that could be final, but I'm hearing like one more card, but that's not Spirit. So 38, which breaks down to an 11, it's sensuality, feminine wisdom, and passion. So maybe you've been in the divine masculine or the masculine aspect of yourself for too long, that very focused action state of trying to get things done. And yeah, I just remembered our second card, 1313 on the clock, was the Empress. You're being called, no matter what your gender is, because the cards don't care what your gender is, to step in a more feminine energy in which you are focusing on nurturing yourself, being able to be softer with yourself, not so judgmental with yourself, being able to recognize that it is okay for you to lean into your passions, and whether you're male or female, to allow yourself to feel intimacy with others. That's where that soulmate's coming in. Didn't we have soulmate? Yeah. And that no matter what happened in the past dictated your wisdom. You're still wise, even if the decisions you made didn't result in the most beneficial is the word coming into my mind, or even the most peaceful. There we go. That's the word I was looking for, because I was looking at the crow laying down on its back, and I'm like, rest, peace, most peaceful things. So don't fear these choices, whether those are choices in the past and how those left emotional imprints on you, the traumas, but understanding that you've got more choices in front of you. These cups are full, and they're new beginnings. So don't fear the new beginnings, and trust yourself. Where was that? Listen and wisdom. Trust yourself. And notice the Empress energy in both of these cards. So I should have already have picked up on that, Divine Feminine, if I didn't say it before. I don't always remember what I say in the readings. Most of the time I don't. And then I watch it back and I'm like, oh, I said that. And then sometimes I'm like, dang, Rebecca, you should have said this. So anyway, the bottom line is trust yourself, be gentle with yourself, and allow yourself to see both sides. Understand that not all is bad and not all is good, it just is. And it's all love. But that has to start with loving yourself. All right, take care.